Hello, welcome back to this week's hashtag productivity challenge. And I really hope that you've been tracking with us and that you are feeling a little bit more equipped. You've started to identify some of those time wasters and you've started to identify where you actually are. But today I want to look at where you want to be. So if you could dream of your perfect day, what would it look like? Close your eyes. Just take a moment. It's the perfect day. Everything is going smoothly. You are focused and motivated and productive. Maybe you're going for a morning run. You're spending a calm morning getting the kids ready for school. If you have kids, you're attending to your business with focus and an extra few minutes to even change the flowers on your desk. You've answered all your emails by lunchtime and you've ticked off everything that has been on your to-do list an hour before you clock off from work. And then you start your shutdown routine as you prepare for the next day. You identify your goals and your stumbling blocks, and you leave your desk feeling like you have achieved everything that you set out to do. You feel accomplished, productive, maybe even a little bit zen. Can you even imagine what that would feel like? If you have taken some time to think about that, how much time do you need to get there? If you think about where you are at the moment, how much time do you need to actually be able to get to this perfect day? Maybe it even seems a little bit impossible to you. I know some days this feels highly impossible to me. My inbox doesn't get to zero. I don't track my time. I don't tick off everything that's on my to-do list. But those things can so easily cause dis-ease as I step out into the rest of my evening. So let's really take some time to think positively about what we want our day to look like. Because if we can envision it and if you can dream it, you can do it, right? So let's start putting those thought processes into action. So let's start by getting your action plan started. So clarify where you want to be. And that starts with your visualization. So maybe it doesn't look entirely the way that I've described it now, but I'm sure that there are certain things that you feel are necessary for you to be able to feel like your day has been productive. Completely ignore where you currently are. Okay, we're not talking here about how realistic this is. Okay, we are going to tackle that one in next week's session. But start with where you want to be and really think creatively about the best possible outcome. And as I said, if you can dream it, the chances are very good that you'll be able to do it. So think of this like a vision board of what you want your day to look like. Once you've done that, you can start to prioritize a little bit, okay? So yes, we do need to be a little bit realistic. So in that whole list of things that you've thought out, that amazingly productive day, that amazingly relaxing day, potentially even, what are those most important things that you want to tackle first? Because at the end of the day, life happens, right? And we need to be realistic about that. But sometimes things pop up that we think are urgent and important, but actually they are not. Okay, so as you are thinking about how you can plot this day out realistically and start prioritizing the most important things, keep this in the back of your mind. Those things that pop up that so easily just want to steal your time, start thinking about what is urgent, what is important, but even think beyond that. Add a third dimension. Think about the significance and the impact that it will have as well. Will this actually matter 5 minutes from now? 5 hours from now, 5 days from now, okay, even longer? If it will, give it the attention that it deserves. But if not, you might be better off ignoring it. And I will share a little picture with you that you can look at just in terms of Eisenhower's matrix and how they suggest that you do things now, or you focus on it, or you delegate even, or potentially avoid it altogether. Because just thinking through those things really helps us to establish what is most important right now. And then once you've figured out what matters, brainstorm around how you can make it a possibility and make it a reality. And next week, we are going to look at how to close the gap with some action steps. But for now, just figure out what you want this to look like. Dream bigger than you think you potentially can, and think bigger than what is currently a reality for you, right? And the likelihood of you making it possible is going to be so much greater. So I quickly wanted to share what this week's template looks like, just as you are filling in your week 3 in terms of your reflection. So here you'll see, we're looking at where we want to be, and you need to go describe your perfectly productive day in your current life with your actual job, okay? Let's just clarify that for a moment. But describe it in terms of not just what it will look like in terms of physical activities, but also describe what it will feel like. Attach some emotions to it. How are you going to feel like when you wake up in the morning and when you go to bed at night, maybe even during the day? At the moment, maybe you're feeling really stressed and anxious. How would you like that to change? And what extra things can you do that would add value to your life? And how would that feel? So what we've done is just to give you a few examples of potential ways that you can clock in or have a start-up routine and a shutdown routine at the end of the day. Okay, so these are, as I said, they're just examples. You don't necessarily have to use these as a tick box exercise, okay? But start thinking about how you could potentially include these as part of your routine. I love this first one under shutdown, your surrender jar. You can open the jar up when you get back to the office and start worrying about those things again in the morning, okay? It doesn't have to all be worried about tonight. So you'll see the examples here, and then just on the right-hand side, you can go list what your shutdown and startup routine would actually look like. And then go ahead and actually describe your most productive day ever. And maybe what you want to do is just turn this page around and just write a little essay, write a little story for yourself as you are starting to describe your most productive day ever. I can guarantee you that this is going to really stand you in good stead as you are planning your days. And as you have a really good understanding and a good grip of what you want your day to look like, it just becomes so much easier to make it reality. So if you have any feedback from your productivity challenge that you've been doing up until now, we'd love to hear about it and maybe even share it if you're willing to. So do leave us a comment down below, or just get in touch with us and let's just chat around what your productivity challenge has been like. So until next week, as we start to close the gap, make sure that you stay #productive. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.